Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to be looking at simplifying ratios, but they both sides involve a fraction. And the goal to solve these is to get both fractions to be represented using a common denominator. So let's get started with A. We have 7 over 8 to 2 over 3. Right. So the easiest way to think about this is to almost view this as if we were doing addition and subtraction of fractions. We want to get a common denominator almost so we're going to do an operation with them. And the easiest common denominator, not necessarily the lowest common denominator, was found by multiplying our two denominators. So 8 times 3 is 24. Alright, now once we're in this state, we've gone 8 times 3 is 24, which means I have to do the same to the top. 7 times 3 is 21. And because I've done 3 times 8 to get to 24, I have to do 2 times 8 in the numerator, which is going to be 16. Now once you have it in this stage where you have the same denominators, the ratio can be simplified to remove each fraction. So you're left with 21 to 16. And once you get into this stage, you can simplify further if you find any common factors. For B, we have 4/5, and we're comparing it to 7/10. And we want to make sure that we're listing our ratios, not using these fractional values. So, what's a common denominator between the two of these? Well, 5 is a multiple, is a factor of 10. So we can actually change this to 10, and we'll leave the other one out of 10. So how have I gone from 5 to 10? I've multiplied it by 2, so I have to do the same to the 4. And now I've got my ratio in terms of two fractions that have the same denominator. And we can drop the denominator and just leave them as the numbers or the numerators. Alright, let's look at C. For C we have 11 over 12 and we're comparing it to 5 over 6. Again, we're going to look and see if there is an easy value which we can convert to, and there is. Because 6 is a factor of 12, we can simply leave this as 11 over 12. And we can change this to be out of 12. Now to go from 6 to 12, I've multiplied it by 2. So I have to do the same to the numerator and make it 10. Now that we have the same denominator in each value, we can drop both of them and leave it as 11 to 10. Alright, for our last one we have a mixed number compared to a fraction. Now, in order to solve this, it's exactly the same. We just want to express it as an improper fraction first, and then use the exact same methods we've been using. In order to express this as an improper fraction, what you do first is you multiply your whole number by the denominator and put it at the top. So 1 times 4 is 4. Then we add on what's in our numerator, 3, and you put the whole thing over our original denominator of 4. So this results in 7 over 4 to 2 over 5. Now what's a common denominator between them? Well, we just multiply the two denominators. Something out of 20 compared to something out of 20. In this case, in order to go from 4 to 20, I multiplied by 5, so I have to do the exact same to the numerator 7. 7 times 5 is 35. In order to go from 5 to 20 in our second fraction, I multiplied it by 4, so I have to do the same to the 2. Now that we both have these expressed as fractions with the same denominator, we can drop both of them, and this will be equal to 35 to 8. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.